Brother, let me tell you something that's going to sting, but you need to hear it. You can't make a woman miss you by trying to make her miss you. That's the trap. That's the poisonous lie the internet keeps feeding you. Every calculated silence, every strategic text, every jealousy game you're engineering in your head. She sees through all of it. And worse, it's pushing her further away than you can imagine. Right now, she's not thinking about you. She's living her life, laughing with friends, maybe talking to someone else, while you're stuck in your room analyzing every conversation, every emoji, every hour of silence, wondering what went wrong, wondering what you could have said differently. But here's the truth nobody's telling you. There are 7 psychological triggers that make a woman obsess over a man. And most of them have nothing to do with what you think. Stay until the end, because point number 7 will completely destroy everything you believe about attraction. This is the separation between boys and men. The pursuit paradox is this: the moment you start chasing her attention, you become predictable. You text first, always. You initiate plans. You ask how her day was, what she's doing, if she's free this weekend. And she responds. Sometimes. Lukewarm. 3 hours later. 1 word. You think you're showing interest, but what she's actually experiencing is obligation. Picture this. You send another good morning text. She responds with, hey, at 2 p.m. You ask about her plans. She says, busy. You suggest hanging out. She says, maybe. At first, you think she's just playing hard to get. But soon, you realize she's not playing at all. She's just not interested. Over time, you become background noise in her life. This is dangerous because you're training her to see you as low value. Every extra text, every just checking in, every attempt to revive a conversation she clearly doesn't want to have, it's teaching her that your time is worth less than hers, that you have nothing better to do than wait for her breadcrumbs. Psychologist Robert Cialdini calls this the scarcity principle. What's abundant loses value. What's scarce becomes precious. When you're always available, always responsive, always there, you're not rare, you're furniture. You're the lamp in the corner she doesn't notice anymore. And here's the consequence. She starts treating you like an option, a backup plan, the guy she texts when she's bored. But here's where most men fail. They think going silent for a day or two is creating scarcity. It's not. She knows you're playing games. She knows you're sitting there timing your responses, crafting the perfect message. Real scarcity isn't manufactured. It's authentic unavailability because you're genuinely busy building something that matters. And that's why you need to understand the next trigger. Because artificial scarcity without substance is just manipulation wearing a mask. The emotional ghost is when you become emotionally unpredictable, not volatile, not unstable, but mysterious. She can't quite figure out how you feel about her. You're warm, then distant, engaged, then detached. Not playing hot and cold like a child throwing tantrums, but genuinely operating from a place where she's not your emotional center. Imagine this. One day you have a great conversation. Deep, connected. She feels like you really get her. Then the next few days, you're cordial, but distant. Not cold. Not rude. Just occupied with your own world. She starts wondering, did I say something wrong? Is he talking to someone else? Why isn't he as engaged today? This is dangerous to get wrong because there's a razor-thin line between being mysterious and being cold. Cross it, and you're just another emotionally unavailable guy she'll vent about to her therapist. But master it, and she'll think about you constantly, trying to decode you, trying to earn back that warmth you showed her before. Carl Jung talked about the shadow self, the parts of us that remain hidden. Women are drawn to depth they can't fully access. When she can read you like a book, there's no mystery, no tension, no obsession. The emotional ghost technique works because humans are wired to solve puzzles, and an emotionally enigmatic man is the ultimate puzzle. Here's what happens. She starts investing more emotional energy trying to understand you than you're investing in her. But here's where most men fail. They think this means being stoic, closed off, emotionally unavailable. Wrong. 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 Mystery without moments of genuine vulnerability is just walls. You need both. Deep moments that surprise her, followed by distance that makes her crave more. Speaking of cravings, that leads us to something even more powerful. A trigger so primal, it overrides logic completely. The status shift is when she sees, not hears, but sees, that your life is improving without her. Maybe you're hitting the gym and your physique is transforming. Maybe you're advancing in your career, starting that business, learning that skill. Maybe you're developing friendships, building a community, creating something meaningful. The key is visual proof that you're on an upward trajectory. And she's not part of it. At first, she doesn't notice. She's busy living her life, ignoring your texts, keeping you at arm's length. But soon, she starts seeing evidence. A mutual friend mentions your promotion. She sees your Instagram story at the gym. She hears you're learning guitar, traveling, thriving. Over time, something shifts in her brain. This is dangerous because it forces her to re-evaluate her dismissal of you. Women are biologically wired to assess a man's potential, not just his present. When she sees you rising, she experiences what psychologists call loss aversion. The fear that she's missing out on your future value. Hypergamy isn't a dirty word. It's evolutionary biology. Women are attracted to men who are moving upward. The status shift works because it triggers a primal recalculation in her mind. Wait, other women are going to notice him. Other women are going to want him. Did I make a mistake? The consequence is this. She starts reaching out. Casual at first. Hey, how've you been? She's testing the waters. But here's where most men fail. They post about their progress, desperately hoping she'll see it. They work out for her validation. They succeed at her. Can you see the poison in that? The moment your growth is about her, you've lost. Your status shift must be real, organic, and completely indifferent to whether she's watching. And that's the perfect transition. Because even a genuine status shift isn't enough if you don't understand this next principle. Before we go deeper, just do one thing for me. Hit the like button. If this is already hitting something real, what's coming next will hit even harder. Subscribe if you're tired of the Disney fairy tale lies, because what's coming, most men can't handle it. Let's keep going. The replacement effect is simple but brutal. She needs to see, or sense, that another woman values you. Not in a fake, let me post pictures with random girls way, but genuine female attention. A coworker who laughs at your jokes. A friend who compliments you in public. A woman who lights up when you walk in the room. Social proof that you're desired. Picture this scenario. She runs into you at a coffee shop. You're with a female friend, just a friend. But this woman is engaged, laughing, touching your arm when she talks. She looks at you like you're interesting, like you matter. Your ex sees this, or the girl who rejected you sees this, and something primal activates in her brain. This is dangerous because it activates mate-guarding instincts. Evolutionary psychology shows that women become significantly more attracted to men who are desired by other women. It's called mate choice copying. If she thought you were beneath her, but suddenly sees other women treating you like a prize, her entire perception shifts. Instantly. Here's why this works on a neurological level. pre-selection is a survival shortcut. Rather than evaluate your worth from scratch, she outsources that evaluation to other women. If they want you, you must have hidden value she missed. It's not rational, it's primal, it's biology. The consequence: she starts competing. Even if she didn't want you before, she wants to win. But here's where most men fail. They fabricate this. They post photos with random girls. They name drop. They brag about female attention, and it reeks of insecurity. The replacement effect only works when it's effortless, accidental, and completely unforced. When she just happens to witness another woman seeing what she couldn't. And that's why the next trigger is so crucial, because without it, everything we've discussed crumbles into manipulation. The indifference paradox is the most misunderstood concept in attraction. You must genuinely stop caring whether she misses you or not pretend. Not act like you don't care while secretly obsessing over her Instagram stories at 2 a.m. Actually reach a state where her opinion of you becomes irrelevant to your sense of self-worth. Imagine achieving this. She texts you. You see it. You read it. And you feel nothing. No anxiety, no excitement. No calculation about when to respond or what to say. Just neutral acknowledgement. You respond when you feel like it. Or you don't. Either way, your day continues unchanged. This is dangerous because it's the hardest one to fake. Women have spent millennia developing the ability to detect authenticity. She can smell try-hard energy from a mile away. If you're being indifferent to get a reaction, you're not indifferent. You're performing. And performance reeks of desperation. The Stoic philosophers, particularly Marcus Aurelius, understood this. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When you stop needing her validation, you paradoxically become more attractive. Because genuine indifference signals abundance. It signals that you have options, purpose, and a life that doesn't revolve around her. Here's what happens. She notices the shift. Your energy changes. You're not trying anymore, not chasing, not hoping. Just existing in your own world, and it disturbs her. But here's where most men fail. They confuse indifference with bitterness, with coldness, with revenge. Real indifference isn't hostile, it's peaceful. It's not, I don't care about you anymore, with clenched fists and resentment burning in your chest. It's, I genuinely wish you well, and I'm focused on my own path, with open hands and a clear mind. But here's the twist that nobody talks about, and it leads us to the next point, which exposes the real game. Outcome. Independence is when you take action. You reach out. You invite her somewhere. You express interest. But you're completely detached from the result. You can text her and genuinely not care if she responds. You can ask her out and be perfectly content if she declines. This isn't apathy. This is freedom. Picture this level of power. You see her at a party. You walk up. You have a great conversation. You suggest grabbing coffee sometime. She says maybe. You say, cool, let me know if you're free. Then you walk away and immediately start talking to someone else, not to make her jealous. Because you're actually interested in other people. Your life doesn't pause waiting for her answer. This is dangerous because it requires genuine self-sufficiency. You can't fake this either. If you're still checking your phone every 5 minutes, still analyzing her response time, still constructing meaning from punctuation marks and emoji choices, you're not outcome independent. You're just pretending. And she'll sense it. Machiavelli wrote about the concept of virtù, the ability to adapt to fortune without being destroyed by it. Outcome. Independence is modern virtù. When you're not attached to outcomes, you operate from a place of personal power. And personal power is magnetic. Women, All humans are drawn to people who seem untouchable by external validation. The consequence is profound. You stop being needy, and the absence of need is intoxicating. But here's where most men fail. They think outcome independence means never trying, never pursuing, never taking risks. Is that freedom, or is that cowardice hiding behind philosophy? Real outcome, independence, means you shoot your shot with full confidence, then immediately move on emotionally regardless of the result. You tried. Good. Now back to your mission. And that brings us to the final point. The one I warned you about. The most painful truth. The one that separates boys who play games from men who live with integrity. Brother, listen carefully. Here it is. The truth that destroys everything. You don't actually want her to miss you. You want to feel valuable. And you're using her potential obsession as proof of your worth. That's the trap. That's the self-deception that's been running your life. Think about it. Really think about it. Why do you want her to miss you? Be honest. It's not because you genuinely want to reconnect. It's not because you think she's your soulmate. It's because right now, her rejection makes you feel worthless. And if she missed you, if she came crawling back, if she finally saw what she lost, that would prove you're valuable. That would heal the wound her indifference created. The self-deception trap is when you realize that all of this, the strategies, the psychology, the triggers, is just you trying to control someone else's emotions because you haven't done the work to control your own. You're outsourcing your self-esteem to her perception of you. You're making her the judge of your worth. This is the most dangerous realization because it exposes the real problem. It was never about making her miss you. It was about you missing yourself. The version of yourself that doesn't need external validation. The version that's so genuinely content with his path that her attention becomes irrelevant. Not because you're bitter, because you're complete. Carl Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." The unconscious pattern here is codependency, the belief that you need her desire to feel complete, the belief that her missing you would somehow fill the emptiness inside you. And until you make that pattern conscious, you'll keep attracting situations that reinforce your sense of incompleteness. Here's what most men don't realize. They learn all these techniques. They apply them perfectly. They create scarcity, mystery, status, replacement, indifference, outcome independence. They execute flawlessly. And they get her to miss them. She comes back. She reaches out. She wants him now. And then what? He realizes it doesn't feel the way he thought it would. The victory is hollow. Because he wasn't doing this for her. He was doing this for ego, for validation, for revenge, to prove something to himself that can't be proven through someone else's desire. But here's where most men fail. And this is the ultimate failure, brother. They get the girl back and realize they've won a battle they didn't actually want to fight. Because the real battle was internal. The real enemy was the voice in their head saying, "You're not enough unless she wants you." Seneca wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." You're suffering in imagination right now. Imagining her missing you. Imagining her regretting losing you. Imagining scenarios where she finally sees your worth, calls you crying, begs for another chance. But all of that is suffering. All of it. And it's optional. The harshest truth, even if she does miss you, even if she does come back, it won't fix what's broken inside you. Only you can fix that. Listen carefully. This isn't about hating women. This isn't about manipulation or revenge or playing twisted mind games. This is about waking up to a brutal truth. You cannot control whether she misses you, wants you, or thinks about you. You can only control whether you become the kind of man worth missing. Here's the beautiful paradox. The moment you stop trying to make her miss you, you become missable. When you genuinely focus on your purpose, your growth, your peace, you radiate something most men never achieve. You radiate completeness. And completeness is magnetic. So stop asking, how do I make her miss me? And start asking, how do I become so focused on my mission that whether she misses me becomes irrelevant? Build that business. Master that skill. Develop that body. Cultivate that mind. Your discipline. Your purpose. Your peace. Not for her. For you. When you do this, when you truly do this, one of two things happens. Either she notices, reconsiders, and comes back to a man she doesn't recognize anymore. A man who's outgrown the version of himself that needed her validation. Or she doesn't. She stays away. She moves on. And here's the miracle. You realize you don't care. Because you've found something more valuable than her validation. You've found yourself. Drop a comment below. What's the one thing you're going to start building today that has nothing to do with her? Let's build together, brothers.